You need to get this stream hurried up and started, my dude.
It
My
started.
body is
You just
fucking
didn't know it
ready.
started.
Is it up and running?
Yeah. You just don't get notifications.
Oh, it just started just now.
Yeah, I don't want my responses used for research. Okay, 1 is strongly disagree, 4 is neither agree nor disagree, and 7 is agree strongly. Huh.
Hold on, wait, you have to introduce this fucking video. You need to hold on.
It's a stream, you can read the description.
No, I'm not ready because we need to record this. Because today you get sorted into your Hogwarts house. So give me like 2 fucking minutes because I'm gonna record this because I'm on it, and then we're gonna put it on both of our channels. It's gonna happen. It's gonna fucking happen. This is gonna be a magical moment between bros. A wizarding, wonderful, magical. This is sounding really homoerotic. I swear to God. It's gonna be. I can't think of. See, any word I say now that I've said that it sounds homoerotic is gonna make it sound homoerotic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. So if hold on 1 second, I gotta get all my shit together. Where the fuck is my recording software?
And you're the one who told me to get this going.
Well, hold on, because I thought you were gonna give me a warning. Jesus fuck.
You told me to just go, like to get it going.
That was like an hour ago. That was like a fucking hour ago.
Okay, no, it was 20 minutes ago. Well, I gotta piss anyways, so.
Good, go take a piss. And then we're gonna sort you into a Harry Potter house and you're gonna fucking like it. Did you just seriously go to take a piss? He did. Oh my God, he left. 110%. Fucking Hufflepuff. I'm calling it now. Huffle to the puffle, my bitches. He's a Hufflepuff. 100%. I can't believe he did this shit. Hold on, I gotta Hold on. There we go. I think. I gotta set up my stream now. Or recording software. Fuck, I didn't mean stream. Jesus fuck. Oh, hold on. Shit. Where is this? We are going to do this. Right, so we're gonna go here.
What did you say to me?
Hold on. This is gonna be awesome. Blah blah blah.
Hello?
Where the fuck? Idea of what I'm certain he's gonna end up in, and I legitimately don't know. What? See, I almost want to say I know for sure, but at the same time, Lil Dude could surprise. Are you back yet? Are you done urinating?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
On.
You can hear me, right?
Yes,
okay, you stopped for a minute, so I couldn't hear you, and I was asking.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
But the real question you should be asking is, can they hear you on stream?
Can the people hear me on stream? I don't know.
Well, I guess no one shows up. So.
He's like, oh my God, it's so depressing.
No, I was actually thinking about trying to use this as a legit way to make college funding, though.
Okay, are you ready? 3.
Again, I'm already live.
2. Yeah, I know you already went live. I haven't even bothered fucking recording yet. Well, now I'm recording. Hi, everybody. Welcome. So today we are having Professor Merrill's
You cut out.
quiz, not the Pottermore quiz, because it's a lie and everybody gets Slytherin. Because of reasons, I guess. Pottermore is not accurate. The Time Magazine one is, I'd argue, pretty accurate. So if you want to go ahead and read off like the top part as to what this quiz
Well, I just
is or
thought about
whatnot,
something. Like, because my name's Professor Merrill, shouldn't I just be a professor at Hogwarts instead?
No, you have to graduate first, and you're still in school. You have to pick a house.
Okay, but I graduate next year, so class of 2022.
Anyways, so basically it asks you a bunch of questions, and like Time has done this thing where like they've used like psychology and shit to sort you into the house that you belong to or belong in. So he's gonna go through the questions, and he's going to tell us what it is, and it's rated on, how is it rated?
That's 1 to 7. 4 is in the middle. 1's low. 7's agree.
So 7 is strongly agree, 1 is don't agree at all, and 4 is either way, not really relevant. Okay, so if you want to begin, get ready. We're gonna find out today what house you're in, and then I'm gonna reveal my results of the test.
Well, you have to
I've
guess
already
first.
taken it.
You have to guess first what house I'll be in.
No, that's after you answer the last question before you read.
Okay. You want me to start then?
Actually, hold on. I'm going to mute my mic so you can't hear me, and I'm going to tell them where I think you're going to end up.
No, I need to hear you too.
No, so I'm going to do it right now. In 3, 2, 1.
He's just quiet.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. The people at home watching my video will know what I've predicted. And I don't edit, so everybody, you at least know that I'm not like fucking lying.
I mean, I don't know if you're lying or not, so.
Yeah, you will, because you'll end up watching the video. Like, I'm going to watch your live stream, and you're going to watch my video, and I'm going to be like, oh, I so called it. I swear to God, you have to end up in either of the specifically the specific house I specified, or the other one.
Like I said, all of my friends and I've determined that I am right in the middle for a lot of these. Like, I can fit into any of them.
Because it gives you your secondary house, and I'll be like, what the fuck? But yeah, so go ahead and start answering the questions and read them aloud and what your answer is.
I see myself as disorganized and careless. And with this one, I already know it's in the middle because, like, sometimes I'm disorganized and careless, but other times I'm very careful. It depends on the situation.
Okay.
So I assume that that's what 4 is. It's like neither agree or disagree because it's kind of different situation-wise.
Yeah.
Even if I feel terrified, I will stay in the situation until I've done what I need to do. Again, depends on the situation. Like, if I'm forced into a social situation, definitely not. I would get the fuck out of there. But, like, otherwise, I'd be fine. Because people with social anxiety would understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, I tend to exploit others towards my own end, and again, it really depends on the situation. Because like I try not to, but I know how to, and I've done it before. So I'll go with a 3, because like kinda. Are you still there?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm
just listening, and I'm telling you, I'm pretty much guessing where you're gonna end up. I'm 100% certain at this point.
Okay, because you probably already run algorithms to show which answers run which,
Like 2 years now,
And we've had like, and I'm not even kidding you. Like me and Preston have talked like a million times. We know each other pretty well. Like, you have to understand. I'm calling it now. Okay, next one. Next one.
All right. I wouldn't want people to treat me as though I were superior to them. That's a 7. I hate it when people do that. I'm below them. I call myself retarded on a daily basis.
Wait, reread the question.
I wouldn't want people to treat me as though I were superior to them.
Yeah, I could kind of agree with that.
Which is the opposite of
I could kind of
Slytherin.
see because you're the kind of person. You're very hard on yourself.
We am a piece of shit. What else would I do? These
I mean, I'm clearly better than everybody, so But anyways,
And then there's Aqua, who like I'm gonna change that to 6 because there are some people that I know I'm above and I don't care.
yeah. Okay, good point.
I see myself as critical or quarrelsome. Those seem like kind of opposite. Like you can be one and not the other, or one and then the other.
If are you critical and quarrelsome? I know what I would answer for you.
Probably agree on part way, but not all the way. I'm definitely critical.
Yeah, you're definitely critical. You're not really quarrelsome, but you can be a little bit feisty at times.
Yeah, especially in class. Like some people don't realize. Like I will just.
I would put you at like a 5.
Yeah, that's what I
I
clicked
wouldn't
on.
put you at like a 7, dude. You're not that extreme.
Like even in class, I'll be like, I will just say and like just cause some random stupid thing because I want to. Like I will just start debating something just because I'm bored.
Yeah, but generally you don't tend to start shit. You're not really like quarrelsome.
Yeah. And then
Like,
I
you're
see
not gonna
myself as
throw hands with a
sympathetic and
motherfucker.
warm, and the answer to that is definitely not. I'm an asshole piece of shit.
I can fucking agree with that one. I would say you're like a 2 on that one.
That's exactly what I clicked.
I swear, you're like a fucking 2 on that one.
Like you've guessed so many of them the exact number I click. Are you cheating?
No,
You're cheating,
I'm
aren't you?
literally not. Like, because I'm using my other phone that I usually watch your live streams on to record this, so I don't have your stream up at all. I'm telling you, I've already fucking called this.
All right, and then the last one. If there's an important reason to face something that scares me, I will face it. And it depends on what important is. Again,
It's not the last one. There's like 3 more pages.
Oh, okay. So it is like that BDSM test that my friends made me take.
Well, first of all, not on my good Christian fucking video. And second of all, I don't know if I say Christian video, but it's a Hogwarts houses video. Witchcraft and wizardry. Ooh, the Christians are scared. But no, but like legitimately, dude, there's like 3 more pages. If you look, it lets you do a few more pages of questions.
Okay, so that's probably what the hit next button is. I was wondering because I'm thinking if it's this short, it can't properly do it. I don't really know about that one because like I'm not really afraid of too many things other than social interaction and like other people.
I would say from knowing you, let me put, if you have an important reason, yeah, you would, right? But like I would put at most maybe like a 4 to a 5.
It depends on the scenario, like the other ones.
Yeah. Like you're not the kind of person that's gonna like go to a dangerous situation and be like, fuck it, here I am, let's go. Right? But you will.
I'm not Eren Yeager who like literally I'm not fucking Eren Yeager who will just go in without a plan and just try and kick Titan's ass and then get his ass handed to him. That's a lot of protagonists.
You'd at least come up with a plan and be like, shit, I really don't want to do this, but fuck it.
Yeah. Alright, you said there's a next page? I tend to face my fears. That's a disagree. I don't have very many fears and I don't really face them because like, I don't go out enough to do stuff like that.
Yeah, because you're terrified of fucking people and being near them.
Hey, did I tell you another thing? I was talking to my friend, like, COVID, 19 might just be it was made by introverts for introverts so that we can stay home and get people 6 feet away from us so they leave us the fuck alone.
Oh my god.
I could actually see an introvert doing that.
There's some neat over there, like in like their own room. They're scientists, and they're like, "I'm sorry, but I have to do this." Okay, next question.
All right, I will do things even though they seem to be dangerous. Yeah, some things. I do live in the mountains, so it's like, yeah, there's a lot of dangerous things up here that are fun to do.
Yeah, that one I will say you will do like dangerous shit. Like you'll go climbing up a mountain and shit. Like you just don't that risk.
You cut out again.
Like if somebody tells you there's mountain lions on the mountain, you'll still climb the mountain, but you're not gonna fuck with the side that the lions were on.
Well, there's actually mountain lions. We've seen. I don't actually. There might not be mountain lions, but there's like some type of big cat around where I live, and it's very annoying.
I'll laugh if I were to go up that mountain one day. I would drive, take a road trip to your fucking state, and I'm gonna go there, and it's like a pig, and you're like, "Here's our mountain lion," and I'm like, "This is why you need to go out more."
No, like I know what those look like because my neighbors have like livestock that they raise.
You never see your neighbors.
I can see all their
You
livestock
stay
from my back deck.
inside! Oh my god. Anyway, next question. This is
Okay,
so ridiculous.
I have used deceit or lied to get my way. That's a 7. Like, it is so easy to lie your way through things. It's great. Oh, this next is great. I do only the minimum amount of work to get by. That's a 5 or a 6. I'll put it at a 6 because it's like it's not the most minimum amount of work, but it's more minimum than like I could do.
Yeah.
Even if something scares me, I will not back down. Maybe a 2. Like,
No, I would actually say you're pretty neutral on that because you're the kind of person that if you really believe in a thing, it doesn't matter hell or high water. Like, right? Like, but at the same time, you're also the kind of person that you're not gonna fucking just pick any hill to die on. Like you're not just gonna be like, you know what, this argument is good enough. Fuck it. Let's go ahead and just die on this hill, even though I know I'm wrong.
I'm an ordinary person who is no
I put
better
you at like
than.
a 3.
Yeah, I'm an ordinary person who is no better than others. That's a 1. I wish I were an ordinary person who is no better than others, but I'm not, which is horrible.
Mine was a 1 too. I'm gonna be fucking honest. Mine was a fucking 1 on that bitch because I was like, yeah, no, listen, I work in quality control. I'm an overachiever. Like the minimum amount of work question, I strongly disagree because I do a ton of extra work. Like I am a motivated person. And I'm disgusted by lazy people.
It depends on the scenario, though, because like for school, I'll do the minimum amount of work needed to get by. But I feel like if I had a real job, it would be different.
My minimum amount of effort is still other people's maximum. So I'm like, I work in fucking quality control, fixing people's like. So many people think they're smart, and then like I don't think I'm the smartest person in the world. But like I've got to be somewhat intelligent because I every day I have to fucking solve serious problems, right?
Yeah.
That people come up with, and like that's my job. And then on top of that, like I have to fix stupidity and try to idiot proof tons of shit. So yeah, no, listen, I largely disagree that everybody's the same, and like I'm sorry, I'm just no. There's some people that were like,
okay, this next question really bothers me. This next question really bothers me.
What is it?
It says, I think I'm entitled to more respect than the average person, and no one is entitled to any respect at all.
So what are you answering it with?
1, I'm not entitled to anyone's respect. No one's entitled to anyone's respect.
Do you know what I put? fucking 7. You're goddamn right. You are goddamn right. I put a fucking 7. I work harder. Like, dude, I'm out there fucking jogging when I had a piece of my fucking leg muscle removed. I have nerve accomplished more at work than just about anyone there. Like, no, baby. No. No. Bitches need to respect the fucking king. Suck my asshole, dude. I am like the greatest overachiever to have ever overachieved.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's kind
But
of like,
that's my personality.
I get
Except
that.
for when it comes to making YouTube content, then I'm like, whatever. But this is a hobby.
Yeah. But it's like, I really don't think that anyone's entitled to respect. I think that the amount of work they do does give them respect, but it's not that they're entitled to it, it's that they've worked their way up to it. And I'm not like you,
So wait,
right?
what's the next question?
I don't know, but I'm just gonna finish this. Like, I'm not old. I'm not near as old as you, and I haven't done near as much as work to you, so I'm not like entitled to as much respect, or entitled to anyone's respect at all.
Can you spell your whole name?
Yes.
Then you are officially more respectable than like 1/8 of the population.
I'm
'Cause I
also
swear,
I
some
also
people
almost
here in
I'm almost done
America.
with my college degree in high school, so like I guess that's something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say you're still like more respectable than like half the fucking people out there. You're motivated, you're driven. Like, granted, you won't put like a lot of effort into some things, but other things you will. Like, you have a lot of respectable attributes. And like, I would respect you over probably like more than half of the fucking population on
Or
this
even
earth.
like any of our politicians. Well, not any,
Yeah,
but most of.
politicians as much as I respect criminals. So what's the next question?
I often push myself very hard when trying to achieve a goal. I don't really have goals. I'm just kind of like going through life, so I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. You kind of just like you're like infinite potential, but like you're like, I don't want to focus on it. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to answer that one because like because of that, you really can't have an answer for it. Are you allowed to leave them blank?
No,
All right, then I'll just
like
go
you have
for.
to answer all the questions. I'd say you're somewhere in between on that.
Yeah, a 4. Like if I actually set a goal, I probably would, but I don't really set goals.
Like, you're capable of accomplishing things. You really are. It's just you never set out to accomplish things. And when you do really well. It's just you rarely ever. It's like a rare occurrence.
Yeah.
Like, we have to sacrifice something to the gods to get the stars to align to fucking get you to like
Dude, it's like I've been
hunker down and be like,
quoting
I want to do this thing.
an AOT quote. It's like those who can't sacrifice anything can't change anything.
I would sacrifice most of the world's population for a still shield. Swear to God.
Okay, let's just figure out
Okay.
how to get our hands on the Titan serum and then use the rumbling to destroy the majority of the world.
I mean, fuck that. Let Corona take its course.
Yeah. Like we say, it's just natural selection.
Pretty much, that's how I see it.
Like we've been through a million other things like this. It's a natural thing that happens in the world. You can slow it down, but that's about all.
So wait, what's the next question? We have
I,
to keep on task
I have
here,
used
because I need
flattery
to
to
know
get
what
my
Hogwarts
way.
House. What
And that's a
happened?
1. I have never used flattery to get my way.
Yeah, that's
And
a
the next
1
one is
for
I
you.
tend to manipulate others to get my way, and it depends on the people. Like that one's kind of a 5 because I will do it. I don't like to do it, but I will do it because I know how to do it.
Okay. Let's see. You should be, I think, if I remember correctly from when I took my test, you should be about halfway done.
I've got 4 questions left.
Okay.
And then the next one is I often check my work over repeatedly to find any
I'm
mistakes.
so excited.
And that's a 6 because like it's not always, but most of the time I'll check it over, depending on what it is. If I'm
Mine was a
worried or
fucking
anxious about
7.
something, I
Mine was
will.
a fucking 7 because I hate making mistakes. I can't claim to hate weakness and bullshit and low quality in others and also tolerate it in myself. So I will triple or quadruple check my fucking work.
Yeah, again, but that's kind of the difference between like real work and school. Like real work, you would want to do that, but with school, it's like,
Oh no, I'm so good. Like I'm literally writing a miniature fucking manual on how to like get into certain processes at work and the steps
Mhm.
to do it. Like I have gone through 5 drafts now, like rewriting, and I allowing myself 12 before I finally publish it at the job because it needs a full 12 iterations. In my opinion, you have to edit it, there's grammatical errors, you have to reread back the sentences. You would be probably like a 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So I could kind of see the 6. I'm like a 7 plus. I'm like a 32.
I think when I get older, like I'll probably, but like for now, it's just like I don't really care enough to do that because again, it's just school. If I ever do something professionally, I will definitely double check it for any mistakes. Like on my YouTube videos, I used to put a bunch of hours into them, and like I would find any mistake and try and my OCD would make me try and fix it.
Yeah, I'd say you're about like a 6.
And then the next one is if I'm worried or anxious about something, I will do or face it anyways. And the answer is depends on the situation.
Yep, another 4.
Because it's like if I'm worried or anxious about something, social relationships, definitely not. But like if I'm worried about a test or all that, I kind of have to do it anyways, and I will do it anyways and get a decent score. So it's kind of like depends on which side of the spectrum you look at. Well, this one's basically a rewrite of another one. It says when working, I often set ambitious goals for myself, and I'm definitely a 1 or a 2. I don't really set that kind of goal.
Yeah, you don't really set goals.
I just
You just
live
kind of
life.
wander through.
I see myself as dependable and self-disciplined. A 6. I can be.
You can be, but there's those moments where you just drop the ball on the floor.
Yeah. Like with
It's not often.
my room's a complete mess, and I wouldn't call that discipline. It depends on what psychological mind spot I'm in. Like if I'm really like, if I'm going and doing good, then I'm on the ball, self-discipline. But if I'm not, I'll be tired and like just watch anime all the time instead of doing my homework.
Or you'll be on a Discord call with me, like we are now.
Yeah. Well, I was doing my homework while in the Discord call. Are you ready for me to hit the get results button?
Yes, I'm so fucking ready.
You better 3, 2, 1. Didn't expect that.
What'd you get?
Okay, tell me what you guessed first.
What'd you get?
Tell me what you guessed first.
What the fuck? I can't hear you.
Oh no, tell me what
Why?
tell me what you guessed first.
Okay, I guessed Ravenclaw or possibly Gryffindor, but Ravenclaw is the main one.
Okay, so you got the main one right. And then it's 21.6% Hufflepuff, 9.7 Slytherin, and 1.7 Gryffindor.
Oh my god. I was right! Hold on, are you ready? Are you fucking ready for mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even kidding you. I got 88.1% Slytherin.
Well, maybe that's just because you're a
9.1
narcissist.
Not damn right, I'm fucking amazing. Ravenclaw, 9.1%. Hufflepuff, 1.9%. And Gryffindor, 0.9%. I am 88.1% fucking Slytherin.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think that this can accurately represent mine because I'm down the middle on so many things, depending on the situation.
Bullshit. That's the point. You're like Ravenclaw.
Yeah, but like it says your
You're
personality
you
shows a
are
high
like
degree of work ethic and friendliness, which is not true. I only
yes,
have work ethic when I want to, and I'm not
yes,
very
and no,
friendly.
no. You are somewhat friendly, and you do have a high work ethic, and you are pretty friendly.
Eh. I'm a piece of
You
shit
just don't
and
want
you
to admit
know
it.
it. I'm a
Oh,
piece
I
of shit and
guessed
you
it.
know
I
it.
fucking guessed it. I fucking guessed it.
You're
I
lying.
fucking guessed it right. I said it. I fucking called it. I was like, he's gonna get Ravenclaw so hard.
Like I said,
You
I
know what
wouldn't
the
even go
irony
to
is
Hogwarts
though?
because
It's
I'm
my
not
little.
like
I'm Slytherin. I'm Slytherin, right? My little sister is Hufflepuff.
that does sound like your sister.
Yeah, she was like, and like I kind of anticipated it. She's like, "How did you call it?" I'm like, "Because you once said you wouldn't want to exist in the wizarding world because magic is scary."
That's a good point. That makes sense. I wouldn't want to be a wizard either because I'm not some stuck up British person who goes to a school where like your friends die on a daily basis because of a stupid war.
I'm not, but I mean, A, if my friends die on a daily basis, they should be better wizards. And B, like fucking magic, bro. I could
Yeah,
slap someone in the face and then rewind time 5 seconds. And do it again and then rewind time 5 seconds. Like, come the fuck on.
but that you just need the time stone for that. Just get the time stone instead.
Oh god, this is I fucking called it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I fucking called it. I called it. Called it. Called it. Called it. Oh, so you are a Ravenclaw Hufflepuff. This is
Yeah.
amazing. This is genuinely amazing. We need Trainer Green to take one.
Yeah.
I would say he would be more like a Hufflepuff Gryffindor. Mostly
Maybe.
Gryffindor, I'd argue.
Yeah, he does seem
He would be,
noble. He seems noble and kind.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a very noble person.
He's not a degenerate
Well,
like you and I.
yeah. Well, you know what the irony is? The irony is, like, Slytherin really isn't necessarily degenerate. Like, when people are like, you're a proud Slytherin, you're goddamn fucking right I am. Like, I've often said the only thing that stops me from being a god is literally that I don't have curly hair. Because if I had curly hair, I would literally be a fucking god.
So guess who actually has curly hair?
So, what makes me angry, though, is when people shit talk Slytherin. They're like, they're narcissistic. First of all, it's not narcissism if you are actually the fucking best. You know what I'm saying? Like, then it's not really narcissism. You're just speaking the truth.
It kind of still is narcissism, but it's true narcissism. Like,
but it's not narcissism if I'm factually right.
hold on, you might be right about that.
Narcissism is when you fucking are in love with yourself and you have like delusions of grandeur.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
homie.
Like Verlisify.
Yeah, like I fucking in a day I will jog, build a Gundam kit, paint, did some house repairs, like I will do, and that's just today. Like I can do so much shit in a day. It's not even fucking funny. Right? Like it's
Okay, this just kind of sounds like a
to me because like
sociopath.
I am like hyper productive. No, because here's the problem because people always say that about us Slytherins, right? This is the problem though. Is like people are like, oh, they're a sociopath. Well, no,
No, I'm
feel
saying
emotions, right?
the description for a narcissistic personality disorder has a lot of the same characteristics that
Right, but this is the problem
sociopaths.
because a lot of people use those two words, sociopath and narcissistic. You could argue I'm a narcissist, but I'm the fun kind of narcissist, so it's fine. And second of all, the factual one, right? I'm factually better than you deal with it. And secondly, like, no, Slytherins aren't sociopath. Like, are sociopaths more likely to be in Slytherin? Probably because they can get a lot of shit done. But there are moments where, like, you know, I'll be in a bad
But like,
emotional
I feel like
place and I'll have to stop.
if anyone's a sociopath, it would be those of us in Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, because like you see that because they're the smartasses, that's probably why that they would be like, they're probably introverted sociopaths.
But see, what gets me is when people say that about Slytherin. Like, first off, just because you're in-house Slytherin doesn't automatically equate to Death Eater. And it is kind of fucking weird for me because it's like I also raised a Hufflepuff little sister, right? Like I have raised my older sister's son for like the first year of his life. Like I obviously have compassionate, like feelings, right? Like I'm capable of feeling compassion. I'm capable of feeling every emotion you are.
I
The
just
the
choose not
difference is
to.
I'm able to make hard decisions based on what is the best outcome, right? But like even at work, there's times where like I could easily say, this person appears on my radar constantly. They have low quality, but like I'll feel bad for them. And I understand that people sometimes just need time. So I'll go ahead and fix the mistake and just smooth it over anyways and be like, yeah, no, there was no issue. You know what I mean? Like it's this weird thing. Am I absolutely disgusted at the fact that they don't take pride in their work? Sure, but I also understand that not every single human being is me. Not every single human being feels the need to be on top, be a top performer, likes the feeling of winning. There's some people that are different. I can appreciate the good and understand, and even overlook some of the bad in each of the houses, right? Like Gryffindor seems dumb. They kind of fucking are.
Yeah.
But they're very brave and they're very noble in a lot of instances, right? Ravenclaw is very socially awkward. Hufflepuff are little cream puffs, but Hufflepuff may not be the bravest or strongest or the smartest, but they most certainly are kind. Like it's this weird thing where automatically it's very easy. Like when people are like, "Oh, you're a Slytherin," and it's like that doesn't necessarily mean though that you're automatically a bad person.
Well, it kind of goes back to the generalization
Like
argument.
unfortunately I have a conscience and doing bad things bothers me, so it's like sorry. And even then I remember one of the best ways I could put this is because like I remember uh an easy way, right, is something that I remember my old like professor once said, if you could get rid of your conscience, would you? Right? And like this is me being 100% honest. I said no only because what I'm capable of, I would be very scared of what would happen
Well,
and what I could do if I didn't have a conscience. But
it's like
there were
Lelouch.
some people.
No, it's like Lelouch and Light. They lose their conscience and they accomplish their goals, but at a pretty high price.
Yeah, like I would not be willing to lose my conscience because I know I'm very talented, I'm very gifted. Even if I'm not, I'm gonna fucking become talented and gifted, and I will work my ass off to achieve the top. But like, I'm not going to step on people to do it. Like, there are people at work that cheat the system to like get better. I'm not gonna rat you out because I get it, you know? Like, and also I don't want you to lose your job. I'm like, but I don't see you as my equal because you have to cheat to get to the top. And if I were to take away all your little cheats and you and I were put at the same level and you didn't have that advantage, I would still win. Like,
And I felt like I'm gonna play something because I felt like
How
playing
are they going to
something
argue
for
it?
this
But this is
discussion.
my problem. What?
I felt like I'm gonna play a clip for this discussion thing.
Oh God, don't! My video will be struck down.
It's like 50 seconds.
No, that's 50 seconds of copyright. But gee shit, I think genuinely this is the problem. Like people assume because Slytherin, like most of my friends and family will tell you I am an amazing individual and I am kind, but I also understand that like, I am the kind of person who might want to punch somebody in the face, but I understand that that would hurt them. I understand it would solve nothing and I would feel bad if I did it. So I don't.
See,
Like
I'm
there's a
the
reason
opposite.
why I'm a pacifist.
I'll punch them in the face.
It's like It's this weird fucking thing though that because you're in Slytherin, people look at you fucking weird. And it's like Professor Snape played fucking double agent. And you could argue, oh, he only did that because he loved Harry's mom. Let that sink in. Even if he didn't give a fuck about Harry, which I don't buy, right? Genuinely, I just don't. Um, Still, he loves someone else enough so much that he was fucking willing to go through all this, right? Just to protect the memory, to honor the memory of that person. Like, I think the problem is that for Slytherins, we're very open and honest about our faults, and so it's easy for people to exaggerate them. But like, I'm open and honest about my faults, then fucking try to cover them up. They're still there whether you lie about them or not. And I think
Yeah.
it's better to overcome those faults. Like the irony is that the people that were there with me in that with that professor, I agree. I think Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, most of those people I would put in Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. And when they said they would get rid of their conscience, I was like, what the fuck? Well, fuck.
I mean, if it's a means to an end, like I could see like Aaron Yeager kind of thing. Spoilers. Not that anyone's ever gonna watch this, but it's like he basically has given up his conscience and just thought about revenge. Like inflict the same pain that was inflicted upon you upon them,
Yeah, that
and
was
then commit mass genocide
exactly.
to make sure it never happens again.
Yeah, see, I couldn't do that. And I wouldn't be willing to give up my conscience to do that. That kills people and that's bad. But this is the problem.
Wait. Didn't you say we were literally discussing things that could kill the human race and sacrificing a large majority of the human race before though?
Well, yes, but here's the problem, right? Like, I think part of the issue is while I absolutely can hate the human race, right? I don't want to hurt them. I hate like people, right? Obviously. I think most people are underachievers. But at the same time, I'm capable of seeing their other qualities, right? Like, okay, so they're not an overachiever. They don't want to achieve greatness. That's fine, right? Like it's this weird thing where like I think there's more to people than just their worst or even best attributes.
Yeah, well,
And that's why it's
it's
weird to
not
me
as
because
simple as
people,
Hobbes and Locke. Like Hobbes, who said all men are bad, and Locke, who said that all men are good. It's not that simple.
yeah.
But since you wouldn't let me play the
Holy
clip,
shit,
I'm
this
just gonna
video's
read
gone
the
on a
quote.
while. Hold on, I don't thank you guys so much for watching. This
No, I
has
have
been
to read
quite
this
the
quote.
video.
Let
I
me read this
fucking
quote
called
first.
it!
Let me read this quote first, since you wouldn't let me play the clip.
Okay.
All men are not created equal. Some are born swifter of foot, some with greater beauty. Some are born into poverty, others born sick and feeble. Both
The
in birth
speech
and
of Britannia.
both in birth and upbringing, its sheer scope of ability, every human is inherently different. Yes, that is why people discriminate against one another, which is why there's struggle, competition, and the unfaltering
You're
march of
coming through
progress.
muddled. I can't hear you.
All right, we'll start from paragraph 2. Yes, that is why people discriminate against one another, which is why there's struggle, competition, and the unfaltering march of progress. Inequality is not wrong. Equality is what of the EU which made equality a right? Rabble politics by a popularity contest. The Chinese Federation, with its equal distribution of wealth, a nation of lazy dullards, but not our beloved.
Again,
We fight.
come muddled.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's like he's got some things right and others wrong.
Like part of the problem I think with being a Slytherin, right, is that we tend to kind of cut through the bullshit and just see the truth of the matter. I think the problem is like you have healthy Slytherins who are amazing people and unhealthy Slytherins who are terrible people. And that's the problem, right? Like I think the same thing is true of Ravenclaw. Like I've met some people in Ravenclaw who are amazing people. I've met other people who would be in Ravenclaw and I'm like, you are like part of my problem with Ravenclaw is that a lot of them are too afraid to actually get power, and when they get a position of power, they abuse it. Gryffindor is also like that a lot. Hufflepuff is weird because Hufflepuff is either complete mad lads or just the kindest little cinnamon roll.
Which one is your sister?
Fucking cinnamon roll.
So she's the opposite of you, who's a complete and total asshole.
Pretty much. Like, my little sister once described me as a compassionate dick, and that about sums it up. Yeah. Like, I'm very maternal, I'm very compassionate, but I am still a dick. And I
All
do
right,
still think I'm
now
better
you
than
can
you.
end your video before it gets too long.
On that note, I'm gonna end this. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day. We'll definitely have to do a video with Trainer Green on this one. So yeah, we love you guys. We will see you guys later.
Now I'm
But
gonna
yeah, I
ask you.
do absolutely 110% believe, by all means, that I am the greatest thing since sliced bread. The greatest thing since sliced
I'm gonna
bread.
ask you though. Has anyone ever accused you of having a syscom,
What the fuck is that?
a sister complex, like all the anime shit, weird weeaboo shit?
What the fuck is that? No.
Oh, I guess unless you wouldn't know the term unless you're not a weeb. So
Yeah, I'm not really like a super weeb, so I genuinely don't know what
So
that
here's
is.
the definition of it. A sister complex is a trait of strong attachment and obsession to sisters. It is commonly abbreviated as siscon, and in this case is also used for brothers and sisters who have strong attachment and obsession in their sisters.
No. You have to also understand that I look like, being real, I look at my little sister much like a daughter, right? Because I was already a teenager and had a help like when she, was a baby. So I look at it much like I have done a lot to ensure that she would come out a good adult, and I am very proud. It's much like a father being proud of their children, right? Like, that's kind of what it is. Also, it wouldn't matter to me whether or not she was my sister or was like a brother or whatever. Like, the gender is irrelevant in my mind, anyways. Like, you know. So I really wouldn't say that. No.
Okay, and you know what? I figured out what could actually kill God. Going back to that whole concept.
I know what could kill God. I tried it once. It doesn't work out.
Wait, what did you try?
You don't want to know.
I want to know.
No.
Tell me.
Now I've got to set this shit to upload. This will be interesting.
Just send it to me in DMs. Just be like, tell me what you did.
No, because then you'll share that DMs with the fucking world.
I promise I won't.
Yeah, I'm not believing that one for a second.
It's truth. There. Now a stream is literally just a giant talking mural on the screen. So now you can literally send it to me and stream won't see it.
No. I need to upload this video.
It's gonna take fucking 5 hours to upload.
Nah.
Proof.
Where is this? Went live. I haven't even bothered fucking recording yet. Oh shit.
What?
I only recorded the first 4 seconds.
See, this is why I stream it instead.
Yeah, I probably should have streamed it. No, wait, I didn't. I went live. I haven't even bothered fucking recording yet.
If you want to, you can just record my stream over top of my stream. Granted, a lot of the stuff you said cut out on my end.
Hold on 1 second. Trim. Let's see if I can share. Let's see if I could share this with YouTube. Holy shit, it's already 3 a.m. I have to jog again.
Really? How much do you jog?
Since I still technically have nerve damage in my leg, I usually jog a total of 40 minutes a day, 2 20-minute increments.
Because you want to make sure that the nerves there can regrow, and in order to do that, they have to be active.
Not so much that, so much as honestly, it just hurts to jog consistently 40 minutes. Sometimes I'll go for 30, but then the pain hurts, and I'm like, yeah, bad idea.
So I just have back problems because my arms are like they're disproportionate to the rest of my body. So literally to do anything, I kind of have to hunch over slightly to do anything with my hands, and that's giving me back issues because like I hunch over slightly.
Hold on. Featuring Professor.
I mean, wait, did you actually record the entire thing? I thought it didn't record it.
I believe I did. No, it is not made for kids.
Wait, have you? How many views did the Waifu Wars get?
Like 9. I don't even think it's up on the channel anymore.
Does YouTube just delete your shit?
I think somebody mass flagged or some shit.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'll go check mine because mine's probably still up. People just hate you when they flag your stuff.
No, I know exactly who did it.
Who was it?
And like it doesn't really matter because there was no content that like was actually flaggable. But I think the only thing that's still up is actually the silver or ruby let's play that I did with you that we
You
failed
mean the
at.
ones we failed at multiple times?
Yes. The only time I've ever failed. It's because you're a Ravenclaw.
No, it's just because we have bad luck. Because
Bro, how did I beat a fucking Groudon with a goddamn Zubat?
I don't know.
And we still lost.
Yeah, mine actually has 4 views because in the title, probably because of the title, because like I'm a complete and total asshole.
Oh shit. Oh. They say my leg hurts, so I don't want to jog, but at the same time, I can't jog because in my mind, I'll be like, Matt, why didn't you fucking jog? And I'll be like, but I'm tired. And my mind will be like, but you'll become average. And I'm like, no!
See, I'm okay.
Must be better.
I like quoting another one of Orky Hodoro's quotes where it's like, I'm not stupid, I'm just too lazy to show how smart I am. What? Yeah, I'm still streaming.
Are you? Holy shit, dude! This is my video was like 40 minutes. Yours has to be like an hour.
It's probably longer than that. It's just a stream, so like, oh, you know what? It hasn't even been an hour. I thought that wasn't as long as I thought it was.
But yeah, I'm definitely a Slytherin.
Yeah, no, it's
Like it came up, and at first I was mad, but then I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I like quoting Orky Hodoro. It's like, I'm not stupid. I'm just too lazy to show how smart I am. But I'm okay being average because, like, then, you know, people will take advantage of you if you put yourself out there.
Yes, however, by that same token, looking at myself in the mirror, I couldn't look at myself as a man and be like, yeah, I settled for mediocrity. I would look at myself in disgust. I genuinely would. I cannot do that.
See, but you also lived in a different era. Like, you know how many people have like abused? Like, they literally just talked to me for me to give them answers and shit, and I never realized it. And they like literally just abused my, trust in people.
What's
And
2
now what?
plus 2?
Huh?
What's 2 plus 2?
4.
Okay, thanks. I'm out of here. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
No, but yeah, and I didn't realize it. I realized that the people in that group were kind of just shitty people with some really weird things about them, and they were just using me for a lot of things. And like, because they were using me because I'm middle class and I can afford things. They were using me just to get
So
answers.
they were using you because you were intelligent, also.
Yeah. So now I have a hard time trusting anyone because I always have that thought in the back of my mind, like this person could just be doing it to abuse my intelligence.
Listen, you can always trust me. With that being said, okay, I need you to give me the last 4 digits of your.
If you were
your
gonna say
credit card
Social
number.
Security, I don't even know that yet. Like I've had to memorize so many different numbers. That's one I haven't memorized yet.
I actually have my Social Security memorized. I had to. Because I lose things. I am an exceptional individual, but I will lose important paperwork.
It's been a while.
Like literally,
you want to do a chaos
I'm
cup
not
recording?
even kidding you. Like, let me put it to you this way. My mother has to hold on to my birth certificate, my high school diploma. Y'all know Steven. I'm pretty sure Steven still has my honorable discharge papers. Like, I don't know where any of it is. I'm assuming it's with those people because I genuinely am bad about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And if they don't have it, I'm going to be honest. If they don't have it, I'm fucked because I don't know where any of that is.
Yeah, but the government tends to have a copy of that kind of stuff too.
No, they don't, because when I thought I lost my birth certificate, as I found out, the state could not find it.
Really?
Yeah. Luckily, I had it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's valid." And I'm like,
Okay.
"Thank you for validating me. Not that I really needed it, because I'm the fucking goat." But you know.
Yeah, it's weird though. I've gotten a bunch of awards and stuff, but I really don't care about them. So I literally, like, I've stuffed every award I've gotten into a drawer. Like the pieces of paper that like, oh, you did this, you got a 4.0, or you did that. Cause this, I'm like, I just shove them in a piece of paper because I'm like, I don't care. They weren't that hard to get. They're not even awards in my mind. Like, they took no effort to get, so that I shouldn't be getting praise for doing it.
See, my mom has like so many of the like I used to get like awards for shit that like I didn't even try at. I had teachers submit like papers that I wrote and shit, and my mom still has like the award, like, and I won like shit nationwide that I never entered because teachers were like, "This is brilliant, I'm submitting it." So I can't relate because like I was like, "Oh hey, that's cool, I'm fucking amazing."
See, but see, I've never had a teacher do that. I mean, I've had teachers who are like, "You're brilliant." Like, my chemistry teacher, like, after I actually did one of his assignments really well, like, it was a lab, and I actually put the work in to write it all really neatly using really neat handwriting. And he's like, "Do you have any plans for something?" Like, nah, like, I'm just in college right now. I'm like, I'm just living life, I don't have a plan for the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, I think, at least in my personal opinion, to not necessarily always have a plan. Like, because not everyone does. By the way, you're going to hear me jog. Sorry. But, like, I genuinely do think it's fine to not have a plan. You don't necessarily always have to plan. It's what I used to tell my little sister all the time. Like, you can be anything in life. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the best. I'm like, just be a good person. Like, if you can be anything, be a good person, and I'll be proud. Like, that's it, right? Like, that's my recommendation. If you could be anything, be a good person. Don't be a shitbag.
Right. Even if you're a little bit of an asshole, like, you can still be a decent person, even though you're an asshole.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
people
like
disagree with that. Like, oh, you're such an asshole. I'm like, yeah, I'm an asshole, but it's just like, I'm kind of an asshole because I point out things that I point out truths that people don't like.
Yeah, that instantly makes you an asshole. And being right is also equated to being an asshole. And then they say this shit like, well, it's how you say it. Well, bitch, 2 plus 2 will always equal 4.
And 9 plus
Like-
10 will always be 21.
Go ahead. 9 plus 10 will always be 21.
Yeah.
Always 21. You mean 19.
No, it's 21.
You mean 19.
No, I mean 21.
Whatever floats your boat, dog. Okay, let's see. Time to start jogging. But yeah, no, like, that's like the biggest irony, at least for me, is because people are like, oh, well, you're an asshole. It's like, not really. No. Like, I genuinely don't think people know what an asshole even is. Like, honestly, dude, like, have you ever met just somebody who is so deplorable in life that, like, you can't respect them at all? Like, that's an asshole. I'm just a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference.
But it's also like I've met people like that, but one of them is just because like I couldn't respect them or have anything to do with them because they had no moral values, and the other one was just like he's on the debate team, but he uses fallacy after fallacy after fallacy and says very stupid things. I'm like, you crossed the line and said some stupid things, and I have no respect for you at all.
He's probably one of those people, like, if we're being honest here, he's probably one of those people that, like, just likes to argue, and that's why he got on the fucking debate team.
Even though and then I don't get how you can be on a debate team and still use fallacies.
Because everybody uses a little bit of it, like,
No. Like
it's
these
pretty
are
difficult
huge,
to...
These are huge fallacies that like anyone could easily point out.
Then how the fuck did he get on a debate team in the first place?
I don't know. That's why.
Like, how do you get on a fucking debate
What
team?
this fucker said?
What?
He said, burn the first 10 amendments. Well, he said first burn the Constitution and then change it to burning the first 10 amendments.
Okay, so he's an idiot.
Yeah.
By the way, if you could pick any Hogwarts house, and you could pick it, because the Hogwarts hat, sorting hat, technically takes into account, right,
What you want. Yeah.
what you choose. What house would you choose?
Probably Slytherin, because like I might not fit in with them, but I like hanging out with the fun people, and Slytherin's gonna be the fun people who you want to hang out with.
Yeah, we fucking are. Yes, we fucking are. We are fun people. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are definitely fun. See, I asked my little sister, right? Because we took the test at the same time. Like, what would she pick if she could choose? She still said Hufflepuff. I still said Slytherin. I would still want to be Slytherin, hands down. I don't see any of the others. Maybe Ravenclaw, just because at least they're studious and somewhat intelligent. But yeah, no, I wouldn't want to be.
They're the kind of people who always boast their intelligence.
Oh, they're know-it-alls, which is probably why I'd rather be with them than in another house. Because, like, I feel like Gryffindor does too much stupid shit for me to even want to get involved in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they make questionable life decisions that I do not want to be a part of. So, quick question then. If you could use abracadabra to kill somebody and get away with it, and the Ministry of Magic would never get you in trouble, right? You'd never get in trouble with them. would you do it? And who would it be?
So here's the thing. So morally, Avada Kedavra is wrong, right?
Yes.
But it's also like there are some.
Yes.
It's also like if you want to kill someone without there being any evidence at all, then it's the right spell to use. But it's also excruciatingly painful. But again, some people deserve it. But it's morally wrong. Well, I might mute my mic and like just tell it to you and not stream. Just so I can't get in trouble.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We'll just
See, I have already thought about this many times, right? And I think that it's use it. And I'm going to explain what I mean. See, okay, I'm going to explain why I don't genuinely believe that it's immoral. And who I'd use it on would inherently make it moral. Right? So, I, personally, right, wouldn't use it unless I absolutely had to. But if I had to use it, there most certainly is a handful of candidates. Voldemort would be one of them, right? Because fuck him. He's evil. Point blank, period. Voldemort is evil.
well, he's a racist.
Second would be someone like Hitler, right? Or Joseph Stalin, or that other Chinese dictator, right? Someone like them who's killed a whole bunch of fucking people, who's just a genuine asshole, and who has taken an innocent life and will continue to do so till they're stopped. Yeah, I would use it on one of them. However, with the stipulation that if I were to use it, they would already have had to do, or at least started those atrocities. The reason being, because I wouldn't go back in time and kill them as a child, right? That's morally wrong. And you can argue that it's not because you know what they'll become, but you wouldn't know, right? You could be an alternate timeline. You wouldn't know for sure, so they would have to start doing bad shit, and then it'd be fine. But as far as using it for general population, no. I think it would have to be those exceptions to the rules, right? Those terribly evil people that just deserve to die. Mm-hmm. They would be who I would use it on. That's it. I really wouldn't want to use it for my own personal gain, mostly because I think that's where it does become immoral. And quite frankly, it's not exactly a feeling I'd want to feel, because even if you could get away with it, I feel like you would still know, and I feel like it would eat away at you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think if you used it for just any old person that you didn't like, I don't think you could ever look at yourself the same way again. So yeah, I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't think that I would actually use it. Unless it was one of those few instances. Mm-hmm. In which case, yeah, I would use it. But it would have to be one of those instances. Have to
You're
be.
saying under severe circumstances with severe people, you would use it.
Yes. Like, for instance, I wouldn't use it on Tom Riddle, but when he became Voldemort and started fucking shit up, yeah. Yes, he was already morally deplorable as Tom Riddle. However, he still hadn't done anything that warranted it.
Right.
Right? But as Voldemort, yeah, no, fuck him.
Yeah, but I mean, he did
Cadaver, bitch,
open
it's
the
Pokemon.
Chamber of Secrets and kill a bunch of people as Tom Riddle.
That is a good point, but like that's still not at the same level as, hey, I'm now Voldemort. The whole world is my bitch. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just how I genuinely feel about it. You know. Yeah, see, my leg already hurts. I'm already tired. Fuck. It's okay, though. Pain is weakness leaving the body. But yeah, no, it always angered me, honestly. It always angered me because, like, when people are like, I would use it on so-and-so, I'm like, I would have to have a justifiable reason to use something that dangerous.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, legitimately, that person would have to be the biggest shitbag that ever took a shit in a bag in the history of bags that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's generally where I'm at with it. So, quick question then. Which Harry Potter character would you marry if you had to marry one, and why?
I don't know. There aren't very many.
I mean, listen, like, you gotta pick one.
Like, there aren't very many good ones.
Excuse me? How could you say that? Come on, think about it long and hard and give me your answer. You got this. I believe in the you that believes in me, that believes in you, that believes in me.
Can I give a really stupid answer that everyone's gonna make fun of me for?
If it's Professor McGonagall, I'm gonna be like, oh!
No, it's not.
Okay.
Luna Lovegood.
Actually, I could kind of see you too. I do know, genuinely, I mean it. Because it's like, you ever seen the movie Ice Age?
Yeah.
She's super nice and fun, and you're no fun at all. She completes you.
That's an insult. Big
She
insult.
is loving and sweet and kind and likes people and is happy and smiles, and you're you. I can see it. But why would you?
Just because I was looking through the list of female characters, and she seems like the only decent female character in the cast who's not very obnoxious.
Well, I mean, I get that. So, mine, right? Huh.
You already said yours.
No, I haven't.
I thought when you said Professor McGonagall, you were like, that's my choice.
No, I thought that's what you were going to say.
You know, I think I could tell.
I thought you were going to say
you'd go for
Professor
it.
McGonagall.
You would go for Umbridge,
What?
just because she's a bitch.
No. Ew, no. And again, I must reiterate, no. Quite possibly in in another universe, still no. So mine is going to be a little weird, and it's going to be difficult for me to even begin to describe because I'm jogging and I'm breathing hard. Or maybe that's just the effect that this character had on a young Matt who was a kid when it came out. But I've always had a crush on Hermione. Now, it's important to note, right, that in the books, Hermione wasn't the looker, right? But she was really smart, and she was feisty, and she had a lot of personality, and I really liked that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But yeah,
I don't know. I
Mine
don't
would be
really like the
Hermione.
smart ass like kind of thing. Maybe it's just because I have problems with Emma Watson. Since you played that role, it's like you can't really separate her from the character now.
I'll be honest, Emma Watson can have any problem with me she wants. I don't usually simp, but for Emma Watson, I'll simp. And she should feel honored to have someone as wonderful as me simping for her.
Right, because you're intelligent, she's not.
Oh my god! Oh Jesus, dude! Now clap back! Fucking savage! Don't make me laugh, I'm jogging.
I'm trying to make you work harder by making you laugh.
I'm not gonna pass over, by the way, the fact that you called me intelligent. Thank you. I revel in that. However, that was so fucking savage.
But have you seen the shit she says on Twitter?
No, I was too mesmerized by her face. That looks like it was chiseled by the gods.
Okay, if I were to tell you she's basically like a Jubilee
I'm
Blaisdell
just
type of
kidding, y'all.
person.
I did not chisel her face. I'm just kidding. I did not chisel her face. That was my weaker and more inferior brothers, Poseidon and Zeus.
No, that was actually a question someone asked on stream. It was like, if you could be any god, what god would you be from what religion?
Oh, none. They're all inferior to me.
You're just like, I'd be my own god that's superior to them all.
Why would I lower myself and my standards to get on their level?
So I was actually thinking about writing a novel
You know
about a
what I mean?
character who gains the power to kill God using another god.
So basically, Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse.
Yeah, but not like in game form, like novel form.
So again, basically Shin Megami Tensei. Let's go kill God. You know that Shin Megami Tensei started out as a novel series.
Didn't it really?
Yep. I've actually read the translations of it out of Japanese. It's pretty good. Having played all the games, I will say that at the end of the day, it's a good series, but the book series was definitely written for a more Japanese audience. Like, for sure, written for a Japanese audience.
Yeah, just go to Emma Watson's Twitter and you'll find why she's basically like a Jubilee Blaisdell type of person.
And I would still simp for her. I would pull a me and JTV. Just kidding, I'm better than him. I would do it better than him. But let me put it to you this way. On how I feel about, and you can clip me on this, and just take this part out and re-upload it 30 times. I want my body to be crucified upon the cross of hers. That's how I feel about it.
Okay,
She
that
could
just brings me to
say,
another point. If you could simp for any anime character, who would you simp for?
I can't simp for anime though. I have too high of a standards.
No, but you can simp for a real person, but not an anime waifu.
Yeah, because that's just pathetic. No, if I had to pick one, again, going to my all-time favorite anime, a Fairy Tail. If I had to simp for one, there's only one that I would simp for. Can you guess her?
Mira Jane?
No, she's beneath me. Kana
Urza?
Alberona. Kana fucking Alberona. Kana.
Okay, I can see that because she's your type of woman.
She really is.
Drinks a lot, plays cards, big tits.
Fairly intelligent, very opinionated kind of person. A bit rough around the edges, a bit rowdy, a bit of attitude. Severe alcoholic. Will probably ruin my life. She's definitely my type. Hands down.
Okay, but
10
like,
out of
let's be
10.
honest. If you're with any woman, they'd ruin your life.
Well, yes, that's because we immortal beings, right? We cosmic immortal beings, right? We do have one problem, right? And that is that whenever we interact with mortals, it causes mayhem. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, might be a bad decision to, for me and Connor to, have a relationship. It's why I made the executive decision as chief of all gods and the beyond to make anime not real.
Oh, so as a
Including
god, you're
Pokemon.
making that decision?
Yeah, because I thought about it, but then I remembered that Pokemon was a thing. And I'm like, it'd be really fucking creepy if while you're taking a shit in the woods hunting, if an I don't think you mortals could handle that. I really don't. I genuinely don't think you mortals could handle that one.
I'd just be your immortal underling. I have the power level of a god, but not your level of godhood. I'd be your predecessor.
I mean, I would still make you more powerful than the most powerful of all the other gods the peasants worship. But that would still only make you like an eighth of how powerful I am.
If
Like
we
Chuck
became
Norris
gods,
once roundhouse
think
kicked
about
me.
this. If we became gods, we could flood the earth, just like the story in the Bible, to wipe out all the horrible people in the population again.
No, that would be cruel, and I would genuinely not enjoy that. I actually wouldn't do that just because there would be a lot of innocent people. Sure, you'd have some douchebags, right? That would deserve to die, like murderers, thieves, rapists, etc. But then you'd have the innocent people. And I'll be honest, I have zero interest in harming all those people along with the evil people. I feel like lightning bolts that directly hit the evil people is a much better option, to be honest.
That does sound like a better option.
Yes, it's significantly better. You know why? Because I thought about it.
And you're the god of this world.
Yes. God's not actually what I refer to myself as, but you humans can't comprehend me like that. So,
Even
I
who
gotta
has
have
1/8
some way
of
to
your
be
power, can't.
relatable.
Even I, who has 1/8 of your power, can't comprehend it.
Yeah, don't try. Zeus tried it once, and then he died. And I had to bring him back. Which wasn't hard for me, but trust me, it was a bad experience for him.
Have you seen Mariah?
If you ask him about it, listen, if you ask him about it, it's a sore subject. Do so with compassion. Come from a loving, place. Okay, so let's see. Harry Potter related questions. Shoot me a Harry Potter related question.
Do you prefer the way that the Americans did it, or the way the English did it, based on their legal laws regarding magic?
Okay. Here's the problem I have with that. Is first of all, right? Like, I don't genuinely believe in the idea of, hey, we are going to have these magical beings, right? But they are not allowed to use their magic outside of Hogwarts. That's just dumb. And I'll tell you why. Because you're telling me if I'm witnessing a murder, I can't save that person's life because the Ministry of Magic might get offended that I used magic. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because they're Europeans. Obviously, that's how they feel.
Right. So it's pretty standard. Like, I disagree. However, I think that it should be a stipulation, like, on how you do it. I don't think that everybody should genuinely be allowed to just use magic willy nilly. But at the same time, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the difference.
Like,
That's why I asked, because if you
it's
look at the modern movies, like the way that they did it in the Americas versus the way they did it in Europe, were very different.
Well, see, I think part of the problem is it doesn't matter where you go. There's a universal truth that you cannot trust a government. There's also a universal truth that too much freedom is a bad thing, and if you give a man a long enough rope, he'll hang himself with it. You know what I mean? So it's a slippery slope no matter what you do, in my personal opinion, is what I'm getting at, right? Like, it's a slippery slope no matter what you do. You're going to be put in a tight spot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
Have you seen Future Diary?
no, what's that?
It's basically like, so the god of space and time is losing his power, so he has to give his power to someone else. So he devises a way to determine who would be best to be his predecessor. So he makes this game
Right.
where he gives certain people within a certain area like a diary which predicts the future in a certain way, and then they have to fight against each other and kill each other, and then the last one standing becomes God.
That's just illogical. And I will tell you why. Because then, right, that the craziest motherfucker becomes the god of time.
Well, that's literally what happened.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
So basically, what actually happens, spoilers, is there's the protagonist and his crazy yandere girlfriend, right? So in the first iteration of the world, they are the last two standing, and they don't want to kill each other. So they're supposed to take a drug that kills them at the exact same time, but the girlfriend doesn't. So then she becomes the god of space time, thinking that she can just revive the boyfriend, but that's not how it works. So then she goes back in
Right.
time, murders her parents and her past self, so that she can go through the game again and still be with him and try and change the outcome.
Oh, because that's totally not crazy.
Yeah. And somehow at the end of the anime, when she kills herself to let him live and become the god of the second world, he still loves her and won't do anything because she's not there with him, even after he's become a god.
He's an idiot.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you let a middle schooler become a god.
I don't know about that. I would argue you shouldn't be a god if you're a middle schooler. Like,
See,
real shit.
everyone else with the diaries was basically like some kind of adult who had some kind of role in society. Not all of them, but most of them. While he and her are just over here in middle school, like, yeah, we'll fight and somehow win and become gods.
Again, it proves my point that you genuinely cannot trust young people with, like, serious decisions.
But I did figure out a loophole to stop any kind of violence. Like, assuming you did have to use the system, what you do is you declare the winner and then have the winner go back in time and replace the god before he dies and before the tournament takes place. That way, the tournament never has to take place, and you can just take the previous god's place.
That is a good point. That is a good point. All the same, I would still say no. Because how do you know that that person would still be reliable? See, there's like a lot of ways that could also fail in its own right. Like, I think a better option would be to observe people who would be like a right fit for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely do. I think that'd be a much better option. Come on, Munchkin. Come on. You can come out and do your business while Daddy grabs stuff from the car. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where, like, I see, if I were a god of space-time, which I'm not, because quite frankly, I find it beneath me, you know? But it's a very stupid thing to be over. And honestly, it's a complete waste of time. And that god is a complete waste of space. So that's why I delegated it to someone else, right? so they could be the god of space and time. Here's the thing, like, I think it would be a better option to actually have a good candidate to do that rather than just sitting there and selecting anybody who's the best fighter or whatever, because something like space or time, I feel like you would need to be very responsible, right? You couldn't be the kind of careless person who only looks at things from one perspective. Like, you would have to look over a few candidates before you could even make that decision, in my opinion.
Well, it's weird because during the anime, he kind of upset the causality by, he's supposed to die, but then somehow he doesn't die, even though causality said he should die,
Right.
which is weird.
Yeah, that sounds like a very confusing anime, to be honest. It sounds like one of those anime that, like, as you watch it, you whisper to yourself, what the actual fuck were they smoking
Yeah.
to come up with this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was that one dude who was like, bro, I have an idea for, like, an anime. And the other person was like, what? What's your fucking idea, dude? Come out and spit it. And he was like, bro, what if, like, they were the god of, like, space and time, bro? And the other person was like, get the fuck out of here. And, like, what if, bro, it was, like, middle schoolers, bro? Like, that's my problem with anime in general, right? Is that it has to do with middle schoolers, so it's geared towards young adults. But grown-ass fucking men will simp over a 12-year-old middle schooler who's 250 fucking years old. And we'll just be like, oh, yes, it's not creepy. It's like, no, dude, you're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
You need
I'm like,
Jesus.
I watched an
Get you
anime
some
which is like a
Jesus.
certain magical index, and it has other characters and other series that go along with it, but I have a hard time because, like, the Railgun is about a middle schooler who's got a power, and she's an important character, but I can't watch it. It's like, I don't care about her character, and it would be weird for me to watch it. I care about Toma and Index in this other series, and I don't want to have to watch that one to understand all of the lore.
Right. Oh, God, my video went live.
Yeah, it went live a while ago.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, but one thing I actually noticed is that it's actually it's very similar to the Fate series, but the Fate series does it better.
Hold on, I have to share this in the Discord and at everybody at like fucking 4 a.m.
I'll do it for you.
Hold on, no, I'll do it. Which one is it? Is it He Ho posting?
I don't know. Which Discord are you posting it in?
The main one that I've been in. Recently.
Okay.
The one that we're in this call right now.
No, this one
It's
is...
He Ho posting.
Yeah, this isn't the other one. Since you basically abandoned the other one. Oh,
Yeah.
Kay already did it. Wow.
Okay, or... Wait, somebody already shared it and somebody already added everyone. What the fuck?
No, Kay posted it a minute ago, and I added it right after. I added everyone after she posted
Kay
it.
shared it, and you added everyone. Oh my god. Holy shit. Holy shit. I love yous guys. I have the greatest community on the face of the fucking planet.
Yeah.
I really do. I really genuinely do.
Except for Aqua.
Yeah, I love Aqua. I know, like, I'm probably alone in that one, but I do genuinely love Aqua.
I can't say that for, reasons. Because if I said that, you guys would take it completely wrong.
No, I wouldn't. I understand it.
He's like that annoying brother who's like, yeah, you love him, but he's very obnoxious about everything you do.
Yeah, I fucking agree. I agree. He is very fucking obnoxious.
I was gonna say, it's been a while. You want to do a Chaos Cup battle?
Oh god, we haven't done it in forever. We need green and shit, though.
I wonder if Green would be awake. He seems to be the late night person.
I swear he's fallen asleep at his computer before.
I've done that before, but for other reasons. I was literally at my computer studying, and I'm like, I literally just put my feet up on the desk with a blanket, and I fell asleep while studying.
I believe that, unfortunately.
But with this new setup, it's harder to fall asleep in this chair. But my bed is above my desk, so I can literally just climb up there and sleep.
Oh, I love water. Water is so delicious and tasty.
Water is
Do you
good.
like tasty? See, I've met people who legitimately don't like water, and I'm like, bitch, how?
No, but you know the best type of water?
Oh, the best, in my opinion, has to be Perrier water. That shit is so fucking fancy.
No,
And
the,
I
the best type
goddamn
of
love
water
it.
is fresh mountain spring water. You can go up to the mountain, get like just put a jug underneath the flowing spring water and just chug it. It tastes great.
Nope, dead deer principle.
You don't like spring water?
Dead deer principle, my dude. If a deer is dead upstream and you get that spring water and you die,
Yeah, but the likelihood of that is
pretty fucking good.
Well, no, because most
Pretty
of the time the
fucking
springs run
good.
underground.
Yeah, again, do you know what kind of creatures live underground?
The point is, I've
Think about it.
drank spring water, and I'm perfectly fine.
What about the hallucinations you have?
I don't.
So you couldn't even say a full sentence like, I don't have hallucinations. You just said, I don't.
And
There
it's
are
not like,
problems to drinking that water.
I mean, I guess the best one is when they literally go up to the spring water and then they purify it, and it doesn't change the taste that much, even if they purify it.
Bro, how are you not monetized? You make like the most longest videos ever. Like the algorithm should love you if it still plays the game it used to.
I don't know. The algorithm loved me once, and then I kind of fucked myself over. So
I mean,
probably because I don't use very good titles or thumbnails.
Oh, you cut out.
I probably because I don't use very many titles or thumbnails that are very good.
Yeah, you gotta use the clickbait, my dude. So you gotta do like that. What was that detestable motherfucker who like made the video saying he kissed his sister or some shit? I was like, what the fuck, bro? No, so much fucking no.
Yeah, I searched Relisify to see what type of shit he's got going on his channel still, to see if he's still somewhat relevant.
Is he?
Not really.
Yeah, didn't he attack somebody recently?
A while ago he attacked A Drive.
I know for a fact he attacked what's that? What's his name? Wolf Glick a little while ago.
I don't know. He's always a piece of shit. Like, he's mentally
Yeah,
ill.
you know. See, but that's the problem because like it's not even that he's mentally ill. It's that he chooses to continue to make the same poor decisions. And I actually feel bad for Verlis. Like I don't think he has many friends and I think he's been through a lot. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think it's really sad. And I do most certainly have compassion for him. But I also don't, right? Because I'm big on self-achievement and self-improvement, right? Like I'm going to admit this only once, don't clip it. But like I'm not perfect, right? You'll never hear me say that again. But I'm not perfect. Like I make mistakes, right? And it's one of the reasons why I'm very forgiving with people because I know what it feels like when I make a mistake and I mess up and how hard I am on myself about it. You know, I feel like you kind of got to look at people as everybody makes mistakes And I think everybody deserves a second chance, right? I really do mean that, right? I'm not compassionless. I'm not heartless. I might believe that there are some people, sure, that are just disgusting, deplorable pieces of shit, right?
Nappy.
And they don't deserve shit. No, that's not true. You have a lot of really good qualities. You just don't see them. My problem, however, with Verlis is how he treats people, right? Like, you can't treat people bad all the time, then wonder and complain when people hate you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he mistreats people and then wonders why they hate him. Tell me for real.
It's kind of like the whole Attica
sense that
situation.
makes?
It's like, you know, if he had gotten help and allowed people into his life, then it wouldn't have ended the way it had.
But see, I mean, I think, and a lot of the problem is also that, like with Verlis, right, is that he has decided who he wants to be, and he doesn't see any need to change, right? Because I believe he could turn it around. I see an awful lot of potential in Verlis to do
Well,
an
you go
awful
back to
lot of
early
good.
enough on his channel, and he did have potential.
Yeah, he really did. He's not untalented. But he's continued to make the same mistake over and over again. He refuses to improve. And most importantly, he refuses to treat people with a very basic, at least a basic level of fucking respect, my dude. He won't. And that's where I think Verlis ends up in the shitter. Because he could instead just treat people well. Treat people with kindness. But he won't do it. Instead, he treats people bad. He lies about them. He slanders them, right? Says all sorts of obscene shit about them. And then when people are like, yeah, you know what? We don't like this guy. It's all boo-hoo, boo-hoo me. It's like, dude, you did this shit to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, genuinely, he did this shit to himself. I'm going to go on the record of saying this. I feel bad for Verlis. But he did it to himself, and so he deserves the hate he gets.
Right.
Right? Like, we're not talking about he made a mistake, had one bad take, whatever. We're talking about he continuously makes really poor decisions, and he likes to verbally just hurt people. And it's like, I'm sorry, but he deserves what he gets.
And I'm like, here's something. Would you say that Verlis is worse, or that those who blatantly manipulate people to get views and, like, they abuse children to get views are worse?
They're one and the same. Verlis will slander the fuck out of somebody, even calling a gay man, taking things out of context, taking their trolling out of context, and accuse a gay man of being a pedophile. To a girl, an underage girl. Do you see what I'm saying? He's the same. And then the worst part about it is he won't even release a statement saying, I'm sorry, whatever. And this is where my problem with Verlis is that he doesn't stop. It never stops. He'll attack A-Drive, who seems like a really nice guy who just has a family and is trying to have fun and make content. Like, come on, dude. What the fuck, Verlis? What the actual fuck? It's just not right. It's morally deplorable.
Yeah, well, most people on YouTube are morally deplorable.
Yeah, but, you know, there's a certain level. I think that all people have flaws. And again, you need to give them a second chance. You never know. People can surprise you.
But it's kind of like what...
you have to believe the best.
What's this called? Oh, the guy who does Lay at Omni. I don't remember his name, but he's like, I think I agree with him. He's like, these people don't care about you. They use you for the money, and that's about it. Like, Dream, all these big Minecraft YouTubers, many big PokeTubers, like, they don't care about you as a viewer. They only care about you as a dollar sign.
See, that's where I've always been different, because I really don't care about the money, right? Like, and you know, right? Like, obviously, I'm not going to say, like, where I work, the company, etc. But you know, like, I make decent money in what I do.
Because you worked
right?
your ass off to get there.
Different. Right. But granted, I've had to bite the bullet. I've had to to spend long hours, right, to fucking get to where I wanted to be and work hard. But I did it protecting people. I did it without having to abuse people, protecting people often from their own stupidity. Mostly because I can see that there's more to people, contrary to popular belief, than just what you can see.
Yeah.
And there's more to people than their ability to perform. There is more to people than metrics and numbers. And this is what makes me mad, because when somebody just looks at someone and says, "Oh, well, this is the metrics, this is the stop, buddy. For just a second. Like, I left having a larger channel, a significantly larger channel, that was growing, because there was somebody in that I had actually worked with. I didn't know what they were about. I didn't know what they had done. When it was brought to my attention, it was very upsetting for me. But they had abused somebody. And I purposely left everything there on the table and told them they could go fuck themselves. And never looked back. I left views, I left everything, and took a large portion of that community with me. As a matter of fact, Kay was one of those people. And she could pretty much tell you, like, the whole situation was fucked. And I was making pretty decent money because YouTube was a very different place back then. But I don't know. And I don't judge people who want money. I don't judge people who get on the internet and do what they do for wanting money. That's fine. You've put in a lot of hard work, right? I can respect that hustle. But when it comes to the point where you're abusing people, and
Kinda
it
when
comes
you're, like,
to the point where
cheating and blatantly
you are,
manipulating them.
yeah, I have a fucking problem.
Wait,
We
did you
have
see
a
how the
fucking
dream
problem.
thing played out?
No, I know. After looking at the evidence, I came to the same conclusion the mods did. He fucking cheated, in my opinion.
I mean, so there's actually a guy, the guy who did the last video on him, he's like, we ran the simulation like 3 trillion times, whatever the number was, and the simulator was not able to get the same results as he did, using the same seed
Right.
and basing it. And then what's funny about it is he basically changed what he said, right? He's like, I apologize. I was only targeting the people. He basically said, I apologize. I wasn't targeting the people like the mods or the people who made the videos on it. I was targeting those who used my name for like money, which is the exact opposite statement he made from before. And he's like basically saying he's sorry and about it. And then the bigger issue is he never really apologized for the false bias claims, which is what pisses me off. It's like, I could ignore everything else and be okay with you, but you made false claims of bias, which is a big deal. Like, when you
Yeah,
say they're
especially given
biased,
the
you're going after
positions
their
of the
credibility.
moderators. Oh, especially given the positions of the moderators, like, he put them in a very questionable position, if I'm being honest, because they are already in a position of power. Now people are going to look at them and say, oh, well, are they really biased?
Yeah.
All because Dream straight out, and this, we're not making this up, by the way, anybody who's listening. You can look it up. Dreams flat out said, yeah, they were biased.
Which
They were biased
it's not
against
well
me. They
taught.
didn't like me.
It's not well taught in the education system. Like, I've only ever had one teacher who's like, be careful when you write and you using the terms bias and confirmation bias, because you have to be very careful and guarantee that you're right if you make a claim like that. And that's where I feel is right. Like, they need to make sure that you know that that's what that is. Because, like, if he makes a claim like that, all of his followers who are younger won't necessarily understand. Like, they'll just say that, even though, you know, they don't understand the level of credibility that
because now all of a sudden you've given them an excuse. I agree.
So that's really, like,
Yeah.
I could ignore everything, but he's a piece of shit because you made false bias claims and you never take them back. Like, you can take things like that back if you're careful, but, like, if you do that and, like he never even apologized or said anything about it. He's just like, yeah, they're biased, and then he tries to blow it off like it was just some random thing. It's like, yeah, you know.
This is where he could have said, in my opinion, they're biased. But he didn't say that. He basically said they have a bias because of da 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 da. They don't like me. They haven't liked me. There have been other issues. Well, now you're painting a picture that they are factually biased, buddy. And that's a problem because, number one, people aren't going to want to submit speed runs, right, to a website or to moderators that they think may have a potential bias, right? Nobody's going to want to do that. Because then they run the very, very real risk that does happen of people's scores simply not being accepted because, right, of bias. So people are automatically going to have it in their heads, A, that, yes, what he said is true. Why? Because he has a larger audience. So, yeah, they're automatically going to take his word as more credible than somebody else's.
Even though when you analyze it from a
mean?
credible source, he is a secondary source and a popular source, which is less credible than the primary sources, which are the mathematicians who actually did the math.
Well, this is part of my problem about this comes into what I've often said about the idea, because you technically have really, right? You have data, unbiasedly interpreted data, right? Because data is what it is. Like, data doesn't have a bias. Then you have interpretation, right? Because raw data is always the best thing to look at, in my opinion. Then you have unbiased interpretation, but unbiased interpretation is often just looking at the data and interpreting it. It's not necessarily always accounting for every single scenario, every possible outcome, and every piece of evidence, right? So it's always going to be data above anything else, right?
As
So
long
in
as
me
the data
giving
is
my
not
opinion-
manipulated. But you can generally tell
Right.
when the data is manipulated.
Right, because again, 2 + 2 always equals 4, and if it doesn't, there's a problem.
Yeah.
So even like my opinion is I'm not a fan of Dream, right? So mine is an unbiased opinion. I also don't hate Dream. I dislike him because of what he's done, but if he got those records, he still got those records. Whether or not he's a shitbag is completely irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at the unbiased interpretation, yeah, it's that he cheated. It's not that I'm trying to be that guy, the contrarian to what Dream is saying, or however he would personally spin it. Buddy, you fucked up. You done goofed, right? He cheated. So the odds of him actually getting that, by the way, when you look at the math and the breakdown, is in the trillions. Genuinely. And part of it, when I was looking at the data, and I'm no expert, but when you're looking at the data, one of the things that they tell you in data analytics, right, is, hey, you have to look at the variables, because how you multiply things is based off of variables, right? So something like a video game, what are the odds of this happening? Well, there's variables, right, depending on the game. What have you done to that point? Is there an equation that could possibly up those odds, or is there a multiplier? Is there a way to create a multiplier? Maybe even unknowingly create a multiplier, right? Is there any way at all to create, right? Or is it a glitch? Like, there's a lot of variables.
Well, the interesting thing is it's the language it's written in, right? So because Minecraft was written in Java, everything for that
Java
world
is
is on your
manipulative.
machine, and you can easily go in and write it however you want to, because it's written in Java, and Java is an open source language where everything is on your machine.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's not just that. It's just that the odds of him getting the drops that he did, like, are statistically impossible.
Well, right,
or
because
very unlikely.
You take it and you take each individual run, you calculate the odds for each individual run for the pearls and the rods, and then there's a certain mathematical thing. I can't remember the term for it. Basically, there's a way you multiply them together in order to get the actual odds. I don't remember.
So it's a way that they encounter, like, the pig vendors. Because when I decided to look into it, it's an algorithm that includes the pig vendors, which help with the odds. But in the end, like, for him to get those kinds of numbers, even with that, when you take it into account, is still pretty fucking unbelievable, right? And it's not just the fact that it happened, because you could get theoretically a faster time. It's the series of events for those variables to all line up that make it in the trillions of odds. And if you don't believe me, go look at the data. In order for everything that happened
Well, you say
to
for
happen
young
the way
people to
it
look at the
did
data and they have
cause
no
that
idea how to
odd
interpret it. So, like, them looking at the data would do nothing because they have no idea how it works.
Right, but again, you could look for an unbiased interpreter of the data, right?
Well, what's
So I
funny
will give you an
is
example. Go ahead.
what's funny is if you look at it from a data perspective, is the fact isn't that the people on the moderator side were biased. It's that the people on Dream side were biased. You look at the paper that the guy from supposedly from Harvard released, and again, this is a pretty bold claim, but like he basically it looks like he's blatantly biased in favor of Dream when he does his calculations, and he does them wrong. So like it doesn't really matter in the first place.
Yeah, so part of the problem I have is that he has paid this person to analyze it. What kind of information has he given them? Has he said, hey, I'm innocent, and put that seed of doubt in that person's mind to where they're automatically going to be looking for any kind of flaw? That's A. Well, that's going in with confirmation bias, right? That's the first big no-no. And B, this one is really important that nobody talks about. He's paying them.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're paying an individual, right? Do you think about it? Are you to your boss's face, or if you knew that you're right, like you could potentially be used again by this individual to provide more data if it's favorable, that could be relatively skewed. You would have a personally invested interest in skewing that data. Now, you could argue a moderator who might not like him, right, might have the same interests. The difference is that moderator, again, has to look through things with a fine comb. When I was a moderator for speedrunning Utugi, because it was such a rare game to speedrun, and now there's only I think 3 people in the world who hold a speedrun for it. Back then, it was before it was even that mainstream, and it was just a couple hundred of us in the world that gave a fuck about the game and actually sat there and speed ran it and had a community. Most of us, though, did this in the days
the results are incredible.
of Utugi's height, and Utugi 2 hadn't even been released.
All 3 of these
so when I was a moderator, were there people that I absolutely fucking hated their guts that I would have to moderate and actually watch their runs and see if their submissions were valid? Absolutely. Did it impact the outcome? No. Why? Because if they didn't fucking cheat, they didn't fucking cheat. That's the point of being a moderator, right? If somebody's earned something, if somebody's deserved something, one second, and they fucking deserved it, they fucking earned it, and it is what it is, right? Nothing else genuinely matters. They've earned their place, they've earned their right. GTFO. Good job, GG, You did what you set out to do. I still don't like you as a person, but it doesn't really matter. And it's not going to fucking impact, right, me validating that score. And by sitting there and saying that they were biased, you can make them lose their moderation status. Now, you might say, well, that's not a big deal. Yes, it is. Because, A, it's very difficult to find somebody willing to put the time to watch submissions. It is a grueling fucking process. And it takes literal hours in some cases, maybe even days, to watch a fucking submission.
I was actually thinking about doing the math myself because I'm thinking.
So imagine, if you will, right? Imagine for just a moment. You look at him and you say, this is not a valid run. And all of a sudden now, you've lost your moderator status because he slandered you. Or now everybody starts calling into question your ability to moderate.
Well, that's one thing I was going to think about.
And now all of a sudden you have people legitimately being like, hey, we want this person removed as a mod because they're biased.
Are you
seeing what I'm saying? It can be a serious problem. And I personally have been in a situation where an individual attempted to say that I was moderating unfairly. And when it was reviewed by peers, even people that didn't like me, they all came to the same fucking conclusion that this motherfucker cheated. He spliced video. And I only caught it because of my experience. It is hard to find people with good experience in a game who are willing to moderate as it is. To find people to moderate.
Can you hear me? No.
It really is. And to have somebody who's good and then have them slandered. Come on, dude.
Can you hear me?
It's really frustrating, at least for me, because I feel bad for that moderator who's having everything that they've ever done now be put into question. They have a spotlight on them, a target on their back, and they're being called biased by blinded fanboys who don't know what they're talking about and probably aren't even as good at speedrunning as that moderator. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Interesting how it matches 6. Is it settings? Yes. This one. Is it gonna work now? Oh, it's actually working.
But can you hear me?
Yeah. It just was like, no, we ain't picking
Can you
up
hear
the
me?
microphone. It was being retarded.
Hold on 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was actually thinking about doing the math myself, and I'm thinking if you could calculate the individual odds for each run and then use what looks to be a hypergeometric distribution. I think that you could use that. I don't know how to do it, but I could probably figure out how to do it. Because it sounds like that's what you'd really use to calculate on a basic level of the odds.
But see, it goes even beyond basic because there's certain things. This is going to sound very unscientific of me in saying this. So I need y'all who are listening to this to kind of pick up what I'm putting down when I say it and with what I say, right? And just try to keep up with me a bit on this one. So when you have raw data, right, that's a good thing. But there are some times, right, where you can just look at some shit and be like, this motherfucker cheated. And it's just by the way that they play.
Mm-hmm.
It's just by their mannerisms, the decisions that they make, right, that are questionable. Because you look at it and you're like, no normal player under these circumstances would ever fucking do this. And I think that's part of the problem because then, again, you have somebody like Dream who wants to argue with moderation. Well, the moderators are a lot of things, buddy, but one thing I don't think the moderators are is stupid, right? Because I know better because, again, I was a moderator. Most of these people have a lot of experience, actually, in the game. They're usually speedrunners, right? I think that this is a dangerous territory that he has gotten into, where he has slandered moderators.
Well, I was actually going to
Of a
ask that.
game
If you make false
that
allegations
is
of...
widely popular. Go ahead.
Okay. If you make false allegations of bias, is that technically slander?
If he knows for a fact that they did, so if he knows that they didn't have a bias and that he's just bullshitting everybody, yes. I'm going to be very honest. If he knows that he is bullshitting everybody and he knows that he's cheated and he's saying it, yeah. At that point, it is slander. At that point, he is slandering the good name, and there might even be a lawsuit involved because technically speaking, they might get fucked over as moderators. And it may not even necessarily lead to a lot of money, but he could be sued. Not that it would matter, he's rich. But I'm just saying, you know.
Mhm. I'm gonna run
But
that
yeah, the
rent.
whole thing, I feel genuinely terrible for those poor fucking moderators, man. To have that kind of an allegation levied against you when all you're literally doing is your job, and this person has clearly, by the date